The following is a HennessyHendo production. It includes excerpts and material from my vast collection of books and general knowledge. Please share the videos. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.
Part 2. Entrapment Cases. Liberty City 7 2006 to 2007. In 2006, the FBI arrested 7 men in Miami's impoverished Liberty City neighborhood, accusing them of an Al-Qaeda-inspired plot to bomb FBI buildings and Chicago's Sears Tower. The group, however, turned out to be a quasi-religious sect with no weapons or terror expertise, only grandiose talk encouraged by an FBI informant. Under FBI direction, the informant proposed the plot, swore the men into a fake Al-Qaeda alliance, and even provided video cameras to scout targets. Deputy FBI Director John Pistole admitted the plan was aspirational rather than operational, as the men had no means to carry out attacks without the government's help. After 2 mistrials, 5 of the Liberty City 7 were finally convicted in 2007 to 2009 on conspiracy charges, but doubts about entrapment hung over the case. The FBI's own tapes showed the desperate ringleader only went along in hopes of obtaining $50,000 from the informant to fund his religious mission, not to actually commit terrorism. Even law enforcement officials conceded the men posed no real threat, absent the FBI's involvement. The case drew criticism as a manufactured terror plot that made headlines but did little to improve security. Newberg 4, 2009. This case is often cited as a textbook example of FBI entrapment. In 2009, 4 men from Newberg, New York, impoverished and with no terror group ties, were recruited by a paid FBI informant, Shahd Hussein, to plant what they were told were bombs at Bronx synagogues and to fire a missile at military planes. The informant invented the scheme, chose the targets, and supplied fake explosives and an inoperable Stinger missile to the men. At trial, it emerged that the lead defendant initially balked, needing extensive cajoling and promises of a $250,000 payout to proceed. All 4 were convicted in 2010 and given 25-year sentences. However, in 2021 to 2023, Federal Judge Colleen McMahon reviewed the case and denounced it as a Bronx tale of entrapment, ordering compassionate release of several defendants. The judge wrote that the real lead conspirator was the United States, not the men who never would have committed such a crime without the government's instigation. An appeals court similarly noted the informant inspired the entire plot. The Newberg 4 saga underscored how the FBI, in its zeal to preempt terror, sometimes created the very threats it claimed to foil, prompting calls for reforms in FBI sting tactics. Huttery Militia Case 2010 to 2012. The FBI also faced entrapment allegations in cases involving anti-government extremists. In 2010, after a lengthy undercover operation, agents arrested 7 members of the Huttery militia in Michigan, charging that the group was plotting an armed revolt against the government and planning to use homemade bombs. Prosecutors portrayed the militia's wild talk of war as an imminent terrorist conspiracy. But in March 2012, partway through the trial, U.S. District Judge Victoria Roberts dismissed all major charges of seditious conspiracy and weapons of mass destruction, citing a complete lack of actual plans or imminent violence. She concluded the militants' anti-government rants were nothing more than hateful rhetoric, protected speech, not an active plot. Much of the government's evidence came from an FBI informant and an agent embedded in the group, who recorded the defendants' bravado. The judge found the tapes showed no agreement to carry out specific attacks, undermining the prosecution. It is exceedingly rare for a judge to acquit defendants before a jury verdict. Here it signaled that the FBI had overreached by effectively manufacturing a conspiracy from idle talk. The only convictions were for minor weapons charges, and the acquitted Huttery members walked free, while critics argued the case reflected FBI overzealous infiltration of militia groups without real threats present. Michigan Governor Kidnapping Plot, 2020. A more recent controversy erupted from an FBI sting against an anti-government militia plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. In October 2020, the FBI arrested 13 men, touting it as a triumph against domestic terrorism. But at trial in 2022, defense attorneys revealed that the FBI had inserted at least a dozen informants and undercover agents into the group and that those operatives played an outsized role in driving the conspiracy. In fact, When the militia members conducted reconnaissance on Whitmer's vacation home, 2 informants and 2 FBI agents were in the car with him, and other FBI personnel were surveilling nearby, essentially monitoring, or stage managing, every step. Evidence showed FBI agents or informants prodded the suspects, funded logistics, and even rehearsed drills with them. A key FBI agent was recorded telling an informant, "Don't let the facts get in the way of the good story," suggesting agents may have shaped the narrative aggressively. The first trial resulted in a stunning rebuke. In April 2022, a jury acquitted 2 of the men outright and hung on 2 others, showing skepticism that the kidnapping plot was a product of anything other than the FBI's instigation. 2 defendants were later convicted in a retrial, and others pleaded guilty. The case has been called one of the biggest public embarrassments for the FBI's counterterrorism program, fueling debate over how far the FBI should go in inventing plots to catch would-be perpetrators.
Thank you for watching. Please share the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Check out other series including 10-minute synopses or complete audiobooks on HennessyHendo on YouTube. Improve your vocabulary. Be more fun at parties. Increase your knowledge. Become a literary master like Hendo.